What's up, amigos, and welcome back to the Hood Rat Podcast. I'm Hood, and this is my boy Space, and we look at GoCollect's top 100 and search for the books that went from top to not, and maybe some books you may have forgotten about in your comic book freezer. We are here to help you find the deals of the deals in a market that is honestly full of deals, right? So
right now, completely full of deals. Let's get them.
Let's get it, man. So how you doing today, Space?
I'm doing good, dude. I'm doing good. Just grinding away. Let's ready to look at all these books we got going on.
Let's do it, man. And I want to say good morning to everybody on this Saturday morning when this is dropped. All our friends out on the East Coast. That's Chef and Comics and Culture, and our friends Dan De La Torre out here in California, and everybody else that joins us on this show on a weekly basis. We really appreciate it because you guys know how we do it on this show. And how do we do it, Space?
Keep it cool, baby.
We keep it cool, man.
All right, everybody. First book up this week, we got this amazing, weird cover. This is Omega Man number 3. And this is the
what's up with this cover, bro?
I don't know. I've always thought this was a strange cover. I like the weird angles in the middle for the characters and stuff like that. But everything else, I was just like, it's kind of like, what's going on right now on this cover right now? It's kind of weird. But yeah, this is Omega Man number 3, the first appearance of the main man, Lobo. You guys don't know who Lobo is. Lobo is been compared multiple different ways to kind of like to Wolverine. He's like DC's version kind of Wolverine. He's like unkillable. He's the last surviving alien from his planet, and you can't kill him. So that's kind of why he's compared to Wolverine in that regard. And that's pretty much the only way he's compared to Wolverine, because other than that, he's a lunatic.
You've educated me, man, because I don't really know much about Lobo, bro. To be honest,
Lobo, I mean, if you have a sense of humor, if you want your comics to have a sense of humor, I should say, read Lobo comics, because they are always entertaining and they're always fun and always wacky. And I mean, I like the weird stuff, and he fits perfectly into that category. But this is his first appearance in this book, Omega Man number 3. And yeah, it's a strange cover, but this is a book that unfortunately, sometimes dips and goes back up and dips and goes back up based on a lot of recent kind of news about a certain long-haired Hawaiian who is speculated to be playing this role maybe in James Gunn's DC film universe.
I mean, how does that happen, bro? How does that happen? You go from like Aquaman to Lobo. I mean,
I don't know. I thought he was a good Aquaman too.
Yeah,
like, I don't know. Yeah. Like, he was like he fit. But I mean, he honestly, looking at how Lobo acts and his attitude, he would be a good fit for Lobo too. I fully see that working as well. I think he's done with Aquaman, so I think Lobo might be a kind of cool choice, and maybe Aquaman won't show up anymore. I really don't know.
I mean, paint his face and then he's a different character, right?
Maybe. Yeah. Nobody recognizes him anymore. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe give him a little bit of a haircut, and you'll kind of
make his hair purple and paint his face white, and then you're good.
Yeah,
like you got a totally different person.
Yeah, give him this weird ass bodysuit that he's wearing on the cover of this book, and nobody will recognize him. Who knows? But this book was at number 6. It fell 26 spots to number 32, so it's kind of cooled off a bit from a lot of the recent news of him maybe getting into this role or talking about playing this character, this role in those recent movies. But let's dig into the actual numbers on this book, and we'll kind of see what's going on. And you can see from here, this was published in June of 1983, cost a whole $1 when it came out. And the big draw to this book, obviously it's Lobo, but this is like a double key. It's the first appearance of Bedlam, who's a little bit more minor of a character than Lobo is. But you can see the 9.8s in this book. There is a lot of them on the census. Just under 3,000. Yeah, just under 3,000 9.8s with a total of just over 9,000 graded. So you have about a third of these are in 9.8, and then another 66.6% are in the rest of the grades. So there's a lot of these 9.8s out there. You can find one for the FMV of right around 350. The 1 year average 361, the 90-day 331, the 30-day 344. So it's kind of holding right around what that FMV is. It's dipped a little bit over this last year. So you can kind of take that or leave it. The real sweet spot on this one, I personally think, is the 9.6. You can get a 9.6 for 130, and the 1 year, 90-day, and 30-day are all right around that price point as well. The 1 year is a little higher at 150, but you can see that it's dipped a little. The 30 days right at that 125. So you're right there at that fair market value. And there is probably a good amount of these books that were submitted that got 9.6s that weren't like cleaned or pressed. So I think that's the sweet spot if you really want to get a 9.8 on this book. If you don't care, still a sweet spot. It's $130 for a 9.6. It's pretty cheap.
Yeah, pretty cheap, man.
Yeah, it's not
even
not
the 9.8s are pretty cheap. I mean, this could be like, I think James Gunn is a great director for comic book movies. I don't know about everything else.
Sure.
But the Guardians of the Galaxy was dope, and Peacemaker was awesome, and
yep, lots of fun. Like I agree. The stuff he's done has been fantastic. I really enjoyed everything so far. So I hope that trend keeps up. And he does have a habit of using kind of off kilter or like C or D list characters. A lot of people say that ones that aren't used very often.
I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, exactly. Peacemaker too. Peacemaker is not like a prime, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern type character. He's a little bit deranged, and he made a giant hit out of that, just like he did with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, like I remember when Guardians of the Galaxy came out, when the news came, everybody was like, what the hell? And
why are you doing this?
It's actually one of the bigger, franchises within the Marvel franchises now, like everybody.
Yeah, dude.
Everybody loves Rocket and everybody loves Groot. And
yeah, dude. I mean, if you can take a D or E list superhero team and turn them into a ride at a major theme park, you did something right. Like you
give that man a raise.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he's making. I mean, he's give him a little more money. Why not? He's got tons of it.
But maybe that's why Marvel's kind of falling apart right now too, because they lost James Gunn, man.
Yeah.
There's something about his movies where they're like super cinematic and they're super trippy, but they have heart.
Yes.
Like Yondu, that made me cry, bro.
Oh, dude, I know.
I won't even lie, bro. When Yondu died, when Yondu said, he may have been your father, but I'm your daddy.
But I'm your daddy. Bro. Well, you know what it is? I think you hit a big part of the nail on the head. He does a lot with heart, like pulling at your heartstrings, but he does a lot with humor at the same time. Because remember what he said right after that? He starts, he's coming down and he's like, I'm Mary Poppins, yo. Like everyone, like the theater lost their mind. There was cracking up. So it's like
they were crying.
Yeah, right after they were crying. So everyone's laughing and everyone's crying, all kind of in the same breath. And he's really good at making you feel those emotions. So yeah, maybe you really touched on something there, because that's why things have started to fall off, because they're not kind of looking at it from all angles, all their projects from all angles, kind of like he does. So
and his soundtracks are dope, bro. I love.
Oh yeah, he uses great music and music that's familiar, and at the same time, like, oh, maybe I'm not real familiar with this song. The Mr. Blue Sky song from the beginning of Guardians 2. Dude, my daughter, she had never heard that song ever. And then she played that song for like a month straight, like just walking around everywhere listening to that song. And I'm like, this is cool because it's a good song. I don't mind it, you know?
Yeah, it's
So
great, man.
yeah,
I mean, I have a whole like playlist that just Guardians of the Galaxy, man. Just stuff
yeah, dude.
that's off of from that
Yep.
soundtrack that's kind of mixed around on my whatever you want to call it, my music player.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's one of my best playlists. I play all the time, man. You know?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's enjoyable music and it's like it's family friendly. You're not going to offend anyone, you know? So yeah, absolutely. I agree with you there. He makes a lot of right choices. So let's hope that transfers over to the DC movies
Oh,
and
it
he
has in Peacemaker.
continue. Yeah, for sure. Like that one Peacemaker the intro song for Peacemaker,
Yeah.
that catapulted that band. I mean, that they've been a band for a pretty long time, but now they're like, you know, everywhere they go, they want to hear the Peacemaker song.
Yeah, but when
So,
when you have people doing the Peacemaker dance on TikTok and Instagram, bro, you know you have a
oh,
hit.
yeah, dude, exactly. Yeah, yeah. So he does a lot of things right. So I really hope that kind of keeps up, and I hope that translates into this book or this character, I should say,
Perfect for him, though, man.
coming into the universe, and that will trickle down and this book. But you're right. This is a potential really good buy-in for this book at where we're sitting right now, because if this character translates really well, which I think that it will, because people will like him because he's very humorous, it's just gonna like make everyone love this character. You know, he's like the way I describe Lobo is that like obviously he has the kind of same healing factors of Wolverine, but he has the sense of humor of Deadpool, but maybe a little bit more crass.
Mm-hmm.
So like he can really ham it up with adult type humor, and he can just like say one-liners that kids will remember too, that are just like, you know, pretty funny as well. So I think it's a good idea to bring him in, and this being his first appearance, this is a good, I think, idea to buy this book as well.
Okay. Yep, I agree with you, man.
Yeah. All right, and over here on the Electronic Bay, we have the recent sales of the slabs and the raws. You can see up on the left over there, you got a Omega Man number 3 sold on the 26th in a 9.6 for $129. So that's basically right where you're at with FMV. Another one 8.5 went for $51. Not bad. You might be able to bump that up to like a 9 or a 9.2 if it's never been looked at before. A 9.8 went for $325, but best offer accepted. So maybe they got that for right around $300, and that's pretty good because that's cheaper than the FMB. Maybe two of those actually, same thing. $350 best offer accepted right in a row on the 26th and the 25th. So, you know, you can still put those offers out there and get good deals below FMV on this book if you're really eyeballing that 9.8. The raw copies looks like we got a on the 27th, one sold for $85 or $87, excuse me, with $20 shipping from Australia. So maybe they're just really jonesing for that book, because if you hunt around, you can get this book cheaper than that. Another one sold on the 26th for $93 with free shipping. 23rd, $95 with free shipping, and then on the 23rd again, they say Black Friday sale in their eBay ad.
They sold it for half. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Half the price. They have $50 with $6 shipping. So that's a pretty good deal, especially if it's in high grade. But you know, you'll see this at LCS's on the wall quite often, actually, that this book doesn't sit long. It comes in and it goes out pretty quick. I've had I found like 3 copies of this and sold them all within like a week or two every single time I've had them.
Wow.
Yeah, because everyone wants it, you know, because the news is so back and forth with somebody trying to play this character, or if he's going to show up or not, which he's really been rumored at. So that's why this book is moving so much. A lot of sales on this book. Do you own it? Do you own this book?
Yeah, I have one. I have one copy. Yeah, I have one copy of this. I found it in a dollar bin, luckily, man. So
yeah, dude, that's the way to do it. I found 2 of mine in a dollar bin, and next time I find one, I don't have any more copies of it, but next time I find one, I think I might hold on to it, just if it's high grade. We'll see. All right, we're back with the second book now. It's going to be X-Men #4. This is from the Volume 2 X-Men, not the Uncanny X-Men, just X-Men. This is the first appearance of Omega Red with that awesome Jim Lee cover that everyone's kind of gotten to know and love over the last couple years, because this book does the same thing as the last book on the list, right? It goes up and down, as roller coaster up and down. The news comes out, the news goes away. The news comes out, news goes away. It just keeps doing that. But I like this cover. Personally, I like number 5's cover more, because it shows Wolverine fighting Omega Red. You only get to see his weird like tendrils in his hand, but I really like number 5. That's my personal preference. But number 4 is an awesome.
Number 5 is dope. Yeah,
the art on that cover is pretty rad. It's really cool looking scene. But this one is his first appearance, so this is the book that obviously everyone is looking for, right? Mm-hmm. This came out in January of '92. Hold $1 when it came out, right in line for books of that that price range. And like I said, Jim Lee did the art. He did some of the writing on this as well. Mm-hmm. The scripting. This was at number 15. It dropped 24 places, and now it's at number 39. So, this is an opportune time to get your hands on this book, because it's starting to cool off quite a bit. I've had a couple 9/8s in these over the years, and I've always just waited for the hype to kind of go back up to get rid of them. So now is the time, now that the hype has kind of gone down a little bit, now's the time to really start to look at trying to get this book at a good price. All right. So for the sense of this book, you can see right there, first appearance of Omega Red. Jim Lee did the art. He did the script with John Byrne. Came out in January of '92. Like I was saying, there is one lone 9.9 on the census, and it has never exchanged hands with anyone except for the owner.
Just one, huh?
Yep, yeah, just the one. So good on that person for holding on to this book. They must really like the cover or the character, or just like the X-Men run in general. So the 9/8s, there is a pretty decent amount of, I know it's a modern book, but there's a pretty decent amount of 9/8s on the census, with 4,731. But if you look at the sales on the 9/8s, it's just about half of that. So this is another book that gets sold all the time too. It moves up and down, like I was saying, on that roller coaster. The market's always like fluctuating with this book, because the news keeps going in and out. Your FMV on the 9/8 is 120. The 1-year average is 123. 90 days 111, 30 days 101. So it's all right in that kind of 120 price range for a 9/8. A 9/6, you have 3,146 on the census, with just about 1,000 of those sold. Your FMV is 110. Your 1 year is $59.
Well, it's 90, like half, almost half, man.
Literally half, exactly. So you could, like, there was some news that happened in there, spike this book back up again, but now we're starting to see it cool off. Your 90 days 57, your 30 days 59. So it's just like Hood said, it's just about half of what that FMV was over the last 30 days to a year. Your 9/4, there's 1,600 of them on the census, and a little under half, or I should say about a third, have sold. FMV is $95. Your 1 year is 47, your 90 is 48, and your 30 days 47. So same kind of thing, just about half. The price has really gone up and down with this book. So if you got it, might be a time to hold on to it till you get a little bit more hype. But if you don't have it, it's a good time to grab it.
Yeah, I want to see what the raws are, man.
Yeah, me too. I'm sure it's all over the map too. All right. Over on eBay, it looks like a 9/6 signature series sold for $108 with $14 shipping. So not bad for a signature series book. That's not a bad price in that grade. Somebody got a 9/8 for just over $100, $102 with $20 shipping, pretty much too. So they came up, or it's pretty much right where it's at with the shipping, I should say. Another 9/8 sold for $100 with $15 shipping on the 22nd of October, and then one more 9/8 sold for $105. they're right around that FMV on this book. Everyone's kind of
Around $100, huh?
Yeah, right around $100, in between 100 and 125 bucks with your shipping included. So that's kind of what they're factoring in. And then the news starts to die off and this book starts to sell, and now's the time. Now's the time to grab it if you don't have it. Your raws, though, that's a completely different story. $18.50 for a raw newsstand is the first one up here on our screen. What we're looking at in September. These most recent raws too, by the way, that kind of cultivated over the last couple months. Another one sold for $10 with $8 shipping in November. The most recent one sold for $7.50 with $6 shipping, and that's a very fine near mint supposed copy. Get your magnifying glass out and check those spines and check the corners and stuff to see. And then we got one final rod sold for about $13 with $5 shipping. So this book is out there and it is to be had for fairly cheap raw. That would be my route to go if to try to get one. If I really wanted to get one in a high grade, I just keep hunting for a raw copy because you can get one for under $20 usually. And a lot of this book was heavily printed. There's this X-Men number 1 is like dude, X-Men number 1's most printed book of all time, and this is only 3 issues later. So they printed a lot of these books as well. There was that giant 90s comic boom, like Hood just said. So they're out there. Keep hunting for this book. You can find one raw if you really want one graded. You can probably pick one up in a 9.8 for about $100.
The next book we have is X-Men 94. Classic book, right? Right, Space?
Classic book. Everyone always wants this book.
It's a book I don't have, bro. It's published in August 1975. Cover price on this was 25 cents. It's the second team appearance of the new X-Men team from the Giant Size X-Men book that was right before. This is a second appearance of Storm. This is all part of that team. The second appearance of Storm, Nightwalker, Colossus, and Thunderbird. Man, how long did Thunderbird last? Did Thunderbird last all the way to the next issue? Thunderbird didn't last that long.
I don't know. I don't know if he's. That's a good question. I would have to hit up a X-Men historian for that one. I don't remember.
Yeah, leave it in the comments if you know. Like I know Thunderbird, man. I'm like, man, come on, man. He's native, and you only have him last for like a couple issues. I know he died. Maybe it was 90. I think it was 96, man. I think he passed in 90, bro.
A couple issues later.
But he went out like he went out like a boss, bro, sacrificing for everybody, So but I think he didn't last that long, man. I even have his figure, bro. So I'm hoping he can come back sometime. So this is the 4th appearance of Wolverine, but some say it's the 2nd appearance of Wolverine, and some say this is his cameo. I don't know, man. It's up to you guys. Whatever you guys want to. Whatever you scholars, and guys on your, old men on your lawn want to decide.
Exactly.
This is the start of the Chris Claremont run that he like 16 years, I think, bro. He started here at 94 and went all the way to 279 for X-Men. This is the first X-Men story since 1970. I guess for 5 years there was an X-Men story, and they were just like doing reprints. That's the reprints I have. So I have tons of those. The writer on this is Chris Claremont. The artists on these were like just the legends, man. Dave Cockrum, Gil Kane, Phil Rachelson, Dan Crispy, and Tom or is it child? How many say, man?
I always have a hard. I mean, I think you probably said it better than I would. I always have a hard time with his last name. Yeah,
Tom Orzechowski. But let's see what this classic book is doing over here on GoCollect and on the census. All right, friends. So on the Universals, we have about 8,436 of these graded. The signatures on these are 929. And restores, man. There's a ton of restores, man. 668 of them. And then 30 qualified. 9.8s. There's only 38 of these on the census. And look at the FMV, man. 50 grand. Man. The one year average is 46.8. So, and it goes for the 1 year, 90 day, and 30 days. So it's only been 9.8 sold like in the last year, most likely.
Yeah.
9.6s, there's about 118 on the census, man. FMV is $9,750. The 1-year average is 9,600, and the 90-day is $9,600. 9.4, there's 294 on the census. The FMV is 3,600. 1-year average is 3,514. 90-day average is about 3,300, and the 30-day average is about 3,550. And let me look at this, for us, please, man, like what we can afford. The 6.5s, there's about 706 on the census. FMV is 625. The 1-year average is pretty good. I mean, pretty good for buying,
For buying,
552. 90-day average is 513, and a 30-day moving average is about 500. But for this book, man, I don't know if I'd buy it slab, because I don't have the book and I'd like to read it in person, and even though I have read it, I've read it like the reprints and and my other X-Men books, and so, but it would be awesome just to have this not slabbed and ready to read, so you got this book?
I do not have this book. I have some earlier issues of X-Men, and then I have way later issues of X-Men. This whole run kind of eludes me because so many people are always looking for these, and I justify it in my head like I would love to own this book, but there's people that are bigger X-Men fans than me, so they are the ones who are like hunting it. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to try to dip my toes into that water until I start reading more X-Men, and then I really want it.
And I really like this that it says the all new doesn't have the uncanny yet, so it makes it even cooler. But let's check out and see what's going on over here on eBay. So on November 26th, we had a 5.0 go for less than $500. On November 25th, we had a 5.5 go for $450. And on November 25th, we had a 7.0, a restored. It's funny, man. They didn't put in the purple, so
they cropped out the label on that picture.
is it green or purple? Which one is it?
Restored is purple, I believe.
Purple, yeah, it's purple, right? So I just want to make sure, man. There's they cropped it out, right? Like, come on, guys. $397 for that, which might I mean, that's a fair price for
sure. Or and a 7.0, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then on the 24th, the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, someone got a 2.5 for $220 on 38 bids. And then this is where I'm going to look at, man. So on for the Raws, 2.5 went for less than $200. And then another one sold on November 25th for $333. On Black Friday, is that Black? Yeah, it's Black Friday, right? That sold for $119, and that's actually like a foreign,
Yeah.
New Hombre Araña, man.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's the Mexico version of that.
Yeah, right? The Mexican one, man. The Mexican one. So that's pretty cool. I dig that. Even though
that's awesome.
I did Google. Google
translate it.
So. And then this is funny, man. A VFN minus 7.25. That's not a great.
7.2. What are you thinking?
I know from UK went for 756. I don't know if that's a pence or not, so I can't really see it, man. But still a great book, man, to get.
No, either way, just book, to have it. Yeah,
I would love to have this one. I think I passed one up right before COVID, man, like for $300. I should have bought it, but well, things. That's life. That's life, and we all just gotta move on. But very classic book at a pretty good buying stage right now in its life span.
Definitely.
So, check it out, guys. All right, friends. So here we go, man. We're going to let you guys know who won on our wheel, our co-comic wheel for this book right here, the Duke Ashcan from New York Comic-Con, and it has the signatures from the writer Joshua Williams and the artist Tom Riley, and someone, one of our viewers. All we ask is if you answer one of the questions and leave a hashtag, and that's all you have to do, man. We got you in the running for this book. And the winner, I'm gonna let Spaceman. Who won, man? Who won this book?
Comics and Culture won this book. So congratulations, you got an awesome double-signed convention exclusive. It's pretty rad. I'm a little jelly.
Yeah, congrats, bro. Comics and culture, man.
Congrats, man. Good job.
Just go there on Instagram and leave me your address, and I'll send it out to you, bro.
Congrats.
All right, amigo. So the next book up is a Rob Liefeld special. You can always tell the Rob Liefeld special because the big joke for the last 20 years. I don't see any feet, man. There are no feet on this one.
Yep, hiding.
Do you see any feet?
Hiding.
I don't see. They're hiding.
I see the edge of Deadpool's, but that's it. You can't see the whole foot.
And I think we give Liefeld, a lot of crap for this, but
definitely.
I remember talking. I didn't talk to him, but I remember an interview with Todd McFarlane, and he said the feet are the hardest ones to draw, man. It's
feet and hands, man. Feet and hands are always the toughest.
So I can't do a better foot than Rob Liefeld. So let's.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm not. Like everyone's got that joke played out. You know what? It's fine. I can't draw those feet either.
Yeah, man. So here we go. We had X-Force #2. This was big banger in 1991 on September 10th, 1991. This is the second appearance of Deadpool, which is a really good entry point, man, if you can't afford his first appearance in New Mutants, this is definitely a good one to buy. You'll see why. This is the second appearance of Deadpool and the first appearance of Garrison Kane as Weapon X. The writer on this was Fabian. I can't say his last name. Nicieza.
I think it's Nicenza.
Nicenza.
Yeah, I think that's how you say his name.
And the artist, leave it in the comments. No, I'm playing. Rob Liefeld.
Good one.
The cover price for this is $1. And we all know why this spiked because we are actually going to be getting a Deadpool movie in 2024 with Wolverine, so all those books are spiking. But this one's super affordable.
Real affordable.
It's nothing to go. Like if you want a piece of Deadpool, this is the book to get, man. Let's check out why over here on eBay. I mean, not eBay, but GoCollect. All right, amigos. So we got 9.9 on the census, and that has never sold. Someone's keeping that in this collection. We have about 2,500 on 9.8s. FMB on them are $65. I told you it was inexpensive.
Affordable.
The 1 year, the 1 year average is $73. 90-day moving average is 68, and the 30-day moving average is 56. The 9.6, there's about 1,200 on the census. FMB is $55. 1 year moving average is $36, and the 90-day moving average is 29. And the 30-day moving average is 30. So I bet you get this for $25 if you really look.
Yeah, I really pushed it.
And the 9.4, there's 578 on those. In the census, 1 year moving average is about $34, and the 90-day moving average is $33. So not a very expensive book. I would just shoot for the 9.8, man.
Definitely not. Yeah. This book is bountiful, I should say. You can get them fairly cheap. I've seen them. I saw a 9.6 as low the other day, like on a wall, and some guy had a $40 price tag, and I was like, "Would you take 30?" And he's like, "Yeah, for you, I'd take 30." That's cheaper to grade it. Right. So it's. I mean, I didn't buy it, but
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you want a piece of Deadpool history, right there, easy.
Yep.
And you'll see how much the raws are, and we're gonna see them right now here on eBay. All right, so a 6.0 right there on November 27 went for $24. Now, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna buy a 6. I'd rather just buy a raw and then, but that's less than you.
Ditto.
That's less than you can. That's less than you can. For shipping and CGC. So they got a deal on that one, man.
Yeah.
November 25th, the 9.8 went for $58, $58.88. On November 25th, on another one went for $39. And on November 22nd, day before Thanksgiving, wow, look at that 6.0 went for $12, bro.
Another 6.0, yeah, exactly. That's a little bit more in line with the 6.0 price.
But with shipping, it went for like 30, like 30.
Yeah. What the other guy paid for his 6.0, pretty much. So yeah.
And here we go, man, with the raws. If you want, like I said, a piece of Deadpool history, there you go, man. 99 cents. For for a raw on November 24th, November 22nd. You got the card, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe he has the cards on there, and they had on the
Oh
X-Force
yeah.
One, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe they bundled and he's got that Deadpool card and then you really came up. You don't know.
Man, I remember that Deadpool card was going for like $300. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
dude. I sold a copy of X-Force One when that was kind of going off with the Deadpool card, and I made $220. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
that was crazy.
sweet.
Yeah, I was like,
Way
oh
to do
man,
it. Yep. Yeah, people lost their minds. I'm like, I got 10 of them, no worries.
things you do when you have nothing to do, right? So,
Yep. Yeah, yeah.
and on November 18th, another one sold for 410, and on November 12th, another one went for about $4.
Mhm.
So, if you want a piece of Deadpool history inexpensively, there
There
you
it
go.
is. Got your foot in the door. All right, guys. Final book for the list this week. We have this classic Barry Windsor Smith cover on Marvel Comics Presents number 72. This is the start of how you find out how Wolverine became Wolverine, essentially, pretty much.
Yep.
At least the Weapon X portion of Wolverine, I should say, because he's
What a
Wolverine
dope cover, though. This cover
Yeah,
is
it's
fire, bro.
cover is awesome, dude. I've always loved this cover. I'm not even the biggest Wolverine fan, but as soon as I remember the first time I saw this cover, literally fire. I saw this cover, I'm like, oh, that's dope. It's got like all the cool stuff on it. It's got like fire, it's got skulls, it's got spikes. I'm like, oh, this is an awesome cover. I love it.
This would be a good Halloween cover, huh?
Like, yeah, no, absolutely,
like
yeah. It's got a little bit of that horror aspect that I love. You can see, but yeah, exactly. But Barry Windsor Smith's hard to go wrong with pretty much anything he does. But yeah, this book came out in March of '91, $1.25 when it came out, right? And not only did Barry Windsor Smith do the art, he wrote portions of this as well. So awesome book all around to have. Introduction of that, like we were saying, Weapon X storyline. But it's cooled down quite a bit. It's a pretty big drop. This was at number 54, fell 44 spots to number 98. So let's kind of look at the census and see what's going on with this one right here. All right, so let's read off all the key facts, right? Because there's a bunch of them. This one, this is a Weapon X origin story, the start of it. First appearance of the Weapon X program, first appearance of Professor, first appearance of Carol Hines, first appearance of Abraham Cornelius, who was a scientist in the Weapon X program. You can see right there, Barry Windsor Smith did art and script, as well as numerous other people. Whole $1.25. March 1991 is when this came out. On the census, there is 1,642 9.8. So not a massive amount for an early 90s book that was probably printed, was printed pretty heavily, but a decent amount on the census at 98. And the FMV on that is about 180. Your 1 year's 174. Your 90 days 142. Your 30 days 135. So it's in the same ballpark, give or take, $40-$50. You can get a 9.8 over the last year or so. That's the kind of sales sell through on that. 9.6, a little bit higher number on the census in 9.6 because people are always shooting for that 9.8 and falling just a little bit short, like I always say. 1,736 FMV, though, it takes a steep drop in the 9.6. So FMV is $70. So that is the sweet spot if you are looking for this book. 1 year 63, your 90 days 57, and your 30 days 61. So you could probably get a 9.6 for right around $60, maybe even $55, something like that, if you're really pushing it or somebody really wants to get rid of it. So that seems like the safest bet. 9.4s, 955 on the census with the FMV of $38. 1 year.
What's funny? What's funny, bro, is that it took them 16 years to give Wolverine's origin, man. Because
isn't that weird?
I mean, what was going on? I don't even know as a kid, man. Like I've always wondered about that. Like, why did it take like 15,
like
16
so
years to tell us, like, we were all cool with Bud and Patch and everything else, and
all the stuff. But like, what made him into Weapon X, and even more so his real origin story from when he was a kid and stuff like that. You're just like, what took so long to get all this information out there? Maybe they just weren't thinking of it, and they were like concerned with introducing new characters, selling more books. That 90s kind of pump for all the characters in the books. But yeah, Yeah, I always thought the same thing.
Leave it in the comment, guys. If you guys know why, educate us, man. We'd
Yeah.
love to know. So
Yeah, if you got an inside line and you understood what took so long, please tell us, because I would love to know. For sure. But 9.4s right around the high $40 mark through the last year, 1 year, 90-day and 30-day is right around there. So, but your FMV on the 9.4 is $38. This is that's a great entry point for getting one of this, because it costs more than that with shipping and the fees to slab this book. So, if you didn't care about that uber high grade on this one, you can pick this one up pretty frequently on the cheap, I think. But let's check out eBay on this one. All right, as we can see right there, an 8.5 went for $20 plus $20 shipping, so $40 right there. It's that's an 8.5. A 9.6 went for $35 with $15 shipping. So that's what we're saying right there. Somebody got a fantastic deal on a 9.6, and maybe they can even work some magic and turn that into a 9.8. Another 9.6 the same day went for $60 with $16 shipping. So there you go. They're paying considerably more for the same exact book. And then a 9.0 went for $52 with $20 shipping. That's all in November. So late November, real close to where we're at right now, not far off. So your raws, you're looking at, $24 with $6 shipping, $12 with $6 shipping. They all look like fairly decent copies. They might have a couple little ticks on them or something, but
yeah, that's not a bad price, because I remember when this book was going for, I don't know, man, 30, 40 bucks, So
yeah. Raw like mid to high grades were going right around there, like $40. And then, like raw high grades, I remember somebody was like, "Oh yeah, I just sold one for like $85." I'm like, dude, I used to like throw that when I'd look through dollar bins, I'd be like, get these books out of the way. I want to look for the gold. Like, this isn't a gold, so.
Yeah, all these Marvel Comics Presents would always be there, all in a row.
Always, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. This book is not trash by any means, but everyone it's a fantastic read. But everyone treated this book like trash just a few years after it came out. Like in the late 90s.
Everybody had it probably, but everybody probably had it. So
yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, I don't need another copy of this, but we should have been smart. And just bought all the copies for like a quarter, and then we could have just cashed in on the Weapon X craze just not long ago. But yeah, a couple other ones. Somebody got number 83 or a 72 to 82, and then 83 and 84 numbers of Marvel Comics Presents for $60 with $20 shipping. So they got
that bundle up, bro.
They bundled. They got that whole run. So good on them. That's probably a great deal. Hopefully they can do well on that. And then on the 24th, somebody got a 72, probably like a decent grade copy for $6. So all in, and with newsstand, and all in for $10 essentially. So
I love the way they put those purple circles there, man. That's a good selling point.
Yeah,
I would look at that first.
Yeah, exactly. That draws your eye. That's a good idea. Or if they put like a claw or something like that, you're like, oh yeah, cool. Like check that out.
That purple makes it pop though, right?
Like it's like it's the first thing. You're looking at the screen right now, and you see the red 20% off at the top, and you see the purple dots at the bottom. Just like you said, it draws your eye right to it. So that's a good selling tactic. You sell on eBay, put some colors in there.
Yeah, put some color, man. Put some emojis or something.
Yeah, just not the poop emoji.
Right.
Yeah.
Poop emoji will probably bring some people in too.
Yeah, and they'll look at it, but then they'll be like, this book's poop. I don't want it.
I know. He read it in the bathroom too many times.
Yeah. Good one.
All right, friends, that's the show for today, and thank you for joining us. Make sure you like and subscribe to that guy right there and his YouTube channel, and make sure you like and subscribe to this channel too.
This one too.
And congrats to our friend out there on the East Coast, Comics and Culture, for winning. Where's that book at? This one right here. You had all the answers, man. And congrats to you.
You knew it was up.
It was a close one between him and Chef. So
yeah.
You guys both had your names on the circle on that little Ferris wheel, and then Comics and Culture just out notched Chef.
Eked it out.
Eked it out.
Mm-hmm.
But we appreciate you guys always joining us. And happy holidays. You know, this is coming out in December, and I hope you guys got your Christmas tree and you guys are warm and next to family. Take it
Put all
easy.
the lights
too.
up. Yeah. Oh yeah. Relax. Right. We're getting to the holidays. We're getting the time to be able to relax. You put your lights up. Enjoy your fam and your friends that are hanging out with you. You know, just like Ian's saying. So.
And today, me and Space are actually at LA Comic Con. So say what's up, man. You know, like we're chilling together at LA Comic Con and hanging out. You saying hi to everybody and you know, just doing a comic thing, man. You know.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Come. If you see us, say hi, man. We want to talk to everyone.
Yeah. Say hi, man. You get a sticker from me too.
Yeah, I'll bring me too.
And
I'll bring
Space
some too.
Yeah, you get a sticker too. But thanks again, guys. And if you don't know, how do we do it, bro?
Keep it cool, baby.
Keep it cool.